Hi, Dr. Mitchell. Here,
All
let's.
right, I got my unmute off, and I got my camera on. Hi,
Hello.
Briana, how you doing?
Good.
All right. Thank you for making the time to meet with me. Sorry, I'm a little bit late.
So I explained to her that Mondays are really crazy for all the administrators. So this interview is in celebration of Black History, and United Community is doing their first ever Black History celebration called Remember Black and Legends of the Time, because
Okay.
we recognize that we think about Dr. Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks. We think about all these amazing legends that have really helped with Black history. But within our own community, we have leaders and we have people that are making a difference. And we really wanted the youth to focus on legends of the time. And it could be someone like Dr. Mitchell. It could be your mom or dad. It could be an aunt or uncle. It could be another young adult. So with that, I'm going to turn the table over to Briana, and I'm just going to, not be on the screen. This is being recorded. It will be edited, and it will be put up on a social media platform to celebrate a legend of our time, Dr. Mitchell, being interviewed by perhaps a future legend of our time, Briana.
All right, awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
Hello.
Hi, Briana.
Okay, my first question is, what inspired you to become a principal?
Wow, great question. Honestly, I did not have a goal or any dreams of becoming a principal. I started my career teaching in New York City public schools. I taught civics and economics and US history. And then I moved to Virginia in 2001. And then I taught in Virginia for a couple of years. But originally, my goal was to be an attorney, be a lawyer. I went to law school, didn't really like it as much. And I said I wanted to try teaching because I really wanted to teach on a college level. And I met this professor. He told me, try teaching middle school. And I did, and I love it. And I never went back. As for being a principal, honestly, I just wanted to just continue to teach. And it was my wife now at that time who said to me, well, why don't you go ahead and do your second master's in administration and supervision to become an assistant principal. And I did because she asked me to, not because I wanted to really do it. I just did it. And then what I learned along the way is I realized I could really have a bigger impact in terms of helping children of color. Coming from the Caribbean in St. Lucia, being an African American male, we don't have a lot of us in administration and supervision. So I think that's what started to lead me to say, okay, I should do this because kids need to see Black men, especially at the elementary level in education. And right now in FCPS, we only have 3 Black male principals at the elementary level, and we have over 150 elementary schools. There's only 3 Black men. So if you ask me that question as to why I went into it, what inspires me, that's it right there. Even though I didn't want to do it, the inspiration now is to be able to see more Black men go into the field of education and hopefully try to become administrators.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
My second question is, did you ever go to school here? Because I know Mr. Freeman did. So did you?
School where at Mount Vernon Woods?
Yeah.
I did not. I did not go to school at Mount Vernon Woods. I went to high school and elementary school. Well, I really went to high school in New York City. When I came to America, way back in 1989, I'm dating my age now. Back in 89, I had already did middle school and elementary school in the Caribbean, island of St. Lucia, which is where I'm from. So I just had to complete high school. And I did high school in New York City. I went to Samuel J. Tilden High School in New York City. So no, I did not.
My third question is, what's your plans for Mount Vernon?
Well, I have a lot. We've accomplished a lot. Some of our goals have been accomplished. Um, from when I first came in, I had a lot of things I wanted to accomplish. I wanted to become the first school in Fairfax County to implement a community school model. We've done that. I wanted Mount Vernon Woods to be a school that's fully accredited. It was not accredited for many, many years, about 5 years before I came. We've done that. I wanted Mount Vernon Woods to be a school where we provide families a family market once a month. We've done that. I wanted Mount Vernon Woods to be a school where we provide free lunch and breakfast for all kids. We've done that. Um, you know, Thinking about moving forward, what I want to accomplish here at the school moving forward is I want to be able to give kids opportunities to um, dig a little bit deeper into the advanced academics curriculum. I would love for all kids to be able to get at least some of the AAP strategies in classrooms. We are doing that this past year. One of our goals as a school, as part of our 3-year plan, I work in 3-year increments. And one of my goals is to provide a responsive classroom model and dealing with social and emotional needs of kids. So long term, I would love to be able to establish, as part of community schools, hopefully, some more after school counseling support for kids who need it to deal with social emotional issues. And really, I want to really create a really big after school program for kids. We have some after school programs, but I don't believe it's enough. We are trying to work with Marcia and United Community to be able to build some more of those programs at Mount Vernon Woods, and I would love to be able to see more of that. And honestly, my biggest goal long term is for people not to look at Mount Vernon Woods as that school in Alexandria. I want people to talk about Mount Vernon Woods as a school in Fairfax County, and not having to talk about our history, our test scores. I just want to be known as Mount Vernon Woods Elementary, not that school in Alexandria, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay. What's the difference between Mount Vernon and different elementary schools?
What's really makes us special, people don't realize how great of a community this is. People don't realize, sometimes we speak slang and we use the term, people be sleeping on it sometimes. They don't really realize how much of a gem this community is because one, we are so diverse as a community, even though we may be a school community where we have a lot of parents who are working very, very hard, sometimes 2 free jobs to provide for their families. One thing I know about the parents in this community is the love they have for our school. When you walk into our school, our kids, most of them are very respectful. They love to be at our school. They love their teachers. They love the new building and they love their community, and I see you shaking your head, which is great. That's the difference I feel is different from us compared to other schools in the FCPS. People say, oh, well, I go to this school because, it sounds fancy and it's not as diverse and it has a history of great test scores. But what we have is we have a great history of Black and brown students, Hispanic students, Black students, even our few white students, our Asian students, and all of this in one group together really makes the school very special. You go to a lot of schools in the county, they don't have as much diversity as we have in our school. And I believe that's what makes us special than everybody else.
Thank you. Did you become a principal anywhere else before Mount Vernon?
I did. I was a principal for 10 years in Prince William County. I was the principal of Bel Air Elementary School. And ironically, Bel Air Elementary School, it was also called the Bel Air Panthers, just as we have the Mount Vernon Woods Panthers. So I'm lucky. You see, I'm wearing my Panthers ball right there. I'm repping it right now. So well, for Mount Vernon Woods. But yeah, we were both called Panthers. And I was there for 10 years. And it was a great school, great job, great opportunity. And now I am finishing my 15th year, my fifth year at Mount Vernon Woods. So overall, 15 years as a principal. That's a long time. But I'll tell you, I can't wait to do another 15 because honestly, being a principal is the best job I can ask for because I tell my teachers all the time, the good thing about education and working with kids is every day is a new day and every day is a different day. What you experienced yesterday, you're not going to experience the same thing tomorrow. So that's one of the things that I love about the job. But I was a principal for many years there, and I'm just proud to be a principal here at Mount Vernon Woods.
Okay, what's your best way to celebrate Black History Month?
Ooh, the best way to celebrate Black History Month, besides spending my time with my family, I have two girls. One is 19, she's in the second year in college, and my youngest one is 16, and my wife. The three of us, we love spending time teaching our kids, our children at home about Black history. So we try to spend, I have, and if you don't have it, I encourage everybody to buy one. Okay, it's expensive. It's a great book, and there is a Black encyclopedia that was published years and years ago. Obviously, it needs to be updated, but I have the original version. And I try to use that as a tool to really teach my kids about Black history. And the other thing that I enjoyed, but we couldn't do it because of the pandemic this year, is every year we used to go to the Hilton Chapel in Prince William, and they have this big Martin Luther King Black History Month celebration where they have kids who perform and they have a big poetry contest. And I like going to that. But lately, this year, what I'm doing, there are 9 out of the 200 plus schools in Fairfax County. There are 9 Black male principals, 9. We have 3 elementary, actually there's 8, I'm sorry, 8. There's 3 elementary, 3 middle, and 2 high school. And we have worked with all of the Black administrators as part of what we call the Fairfax Association of Black School Educators. And our president is the principal, Black male, he's a principal of Frost Middle School. And this year, what we have done to celebrate Black history is every single day, one of the Black administrators is taking a Black hero, a pioneer, whether it's for civil rights or modern day history, and we are sending out a tweet via Twitter to pay homage and celebrate that Black hero. And so this year, that's what I'm doing. So I have 2. I have February 15th, I'll be sending out my tweet. And then on February 20th, I'll be celebrating 2 Black heroes, 2 people who I think have made significant impact that we don't necessarily always celebrate, as part of our history, in this country. I'm not going to tell you who they are, but you're going to have to look out for the tweet. But I will be tweeting those 2 Black heroes, and they're 2 Black women. So I don't call them heroes; I call them sheroes. So I'll be celebrating those 2 sheroes on January 15th and January 20th. So look out for the tweet.
Okay. Another question I have is, who inspired you as a child?
Ooh, man, that's easy question. Easy question. It's my grandfather. We call him Papa, and it's Papa. We call him Papa Edward. He's the one who inspired me as a child. I grew up in the Caribbean, and my mom left me when I was young. My mom left me when I was about 3 months old, and she came to America to be able to make a life for herself. And my grandfather, Papa Edward, raised me from 3 months old until I was 14. So all of my accomplishments, my energy, um, my efforts, my positivity, who makes me who I am is because of him. So he was my hero. He will always be my hero, and he continues to inspire me today, because I remember the last words he said to me when I came to this country on November 12, 1989. I was 14. And he said to me, make me proud, listen to your mother, and stay in school. And I can't believe there we are 30 something years later or more, I'm actually running a school as the principal of Mount Vernon Woods. So he's my hero and my inspiration.
Okay. Who is your favorite Black leader?
Favorite Black leader? Ooh, favorite Black leader of all time, or just right now?
Just right now.
Right now, who? Favorite Black leader right now? Who, man, there are a lot to choose from. But I'm going to go with someone who I think has inspired a movement in this country lately when it comes to the issues of racial justice and trying to make things a little bit more equitable for Black and brown folks. Someone who inspired a movement that led to Black Lives Matter movement over the last year or two. And that's Colin Kaepernick. I would say Colin Kaepernick is a modern day hero. He is someone that I look up to because he was not afraid to stand up and give up everything that he had for what he believed. And I believe, I try to be that kind of a leader. There's something what we call a servant leader. And a servant leader is someone who looked to serve. I did my doctoral program, my PhD at Virginia Tech. And one of the mottos for Virginia Tech is ut prosim. It's Latin, and it means that I may serve. It's what it means. And I look at my job as somebody who serves, not just this community. And when I look at someone like Colin Kaepernick, he gave everything he had to serve his people. And so I look at him as a modern day hero.
Were you there when the civil rights moments was taking place?
No, I wasn't. I was born in 1974. Now I'm really going to age myself now. I was born in 74, so no, I wasn't. But I still think we're in the middle of a civil rights movement now. I think you, Briana, you're in the middle of a civil rights movement right now. Whether it's last year or this year, I believe civil rights is still going on in this country. We're still fighting for equality. We're still fighting for equity, which is slightly different. We're still fighting for recognition. We're still fighting for pride. We're still fighting just to belong. And so whether it's folks like Martin Luther King or John Lewis in the 60s, or Rosa Parks, or even Booker T. Washington going way back, the fact of the matter is that we are still in the middle of a civil rights movement. And you and I, Briana, along with Marcia, and all the Black and brown folks in this country, we are in the middle of it. We need to keep continuing pushing and fighting for not just equal rights, but equity rights, and being able to allow people in this country to recognize not just our efforts, but that we deserve an equitable opportunity like anyone else to show our talents and that we belong.
What college did you grow up at?
So I went to several colleges. My parents couldn't afford it, so I went to a city college in New York. I went to Brooklyn College. Great university, great college, but it's small, very affordable, city college. So I went into Brooklyn College for my bachelor's degree and eventually my first master's degree. And then I did my second master's degree at George Mason University. And then I did my doctoral degree at Virginia Tech. So when I look at my walls right now, I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4 degrees on my wall from universities. So I'm very proud of that. And this country is the only way you can do this. You have a kid from the Caribbean who came to this country at 14 years old. Can't get that anywhere else but America. So we just got to keep pushing our brothers and sisters, our young Black kids, and make sure that we push them to realize that education is the great equalizer. If we can educate our kids, the reality is that we open doors for everybody else. I tell my 2 children, your job is to be better than me. And I say to you, Briana, your job is to be better than your parents. So that way, when you have your own children, their job is going to be better than you. And that's what it's all about.
What do you think Mount Vernon Woods stands for?
Well, it was built, Mount Vernon Woods is really, the history of it is really built on some of the work on George Washington's plantation and in the spirit of Mount Vernon plantation, not too far. But for me, over the last couple of years I've been here, Mount Vernon Woods really is for me. And what we try to do is a place, and it stands for providing opportunities where kids can showcase their talents, to the fullest extent. And that's what it's about. It's about providing kids the opportunity to be their very best without any limitations. Is what Mount Vernon Woods is all about to me.
If you could say 3 words to young kids, what would you say and why?
3 words, man. You are a great reporter. You know that? I like that. 3 words. And why? Man, 3 words. I use the same words my grandfather told me. Stay in school. And I use that because, Briana, it's the only way, is the best way, where we can become somebody bigger than what we are, what our parents were. It is the equalizer. Stay in school and do the best that you can and capitalize on the opportunities that you are going to have if you stay in school. Dr. King used to say, you could take my family. You can kill my family. You can kill me. You can my people. But there's one thing you can never take away from me is my education. So I say 3 words, stay in school.
I don't have any more questions.
Well, thank you, Miss Reporter Briana. It is such a pleasure to sit with you for this interview on behalf of United Community to celebrate Black History Month. And I certainly hope that you continue to stay in school and utilize those skills that you have here, because I see a future reporter coming down the pipe. So thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.